Yes, everyone. We're back again. The two Marks are in town to talk about the protest on Sunday, Frankfurt on Thursday. We're hoping to have some guests on to talk about their experiences at the weekend and let us know how they felt about what happened. We're glad everyone's here to tune in. Sheriff, how are you this evening, sir?
All good, man. All good. Great to see you, man. Great to see you.
How's your life been, mate, since Sunday? Everything all right?
Sleeping, mate. Absolutely done, man. It killed me.
Me
Absolutely done.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's worth going, though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have wanted to miss it for the world. It was,
No.
Didn't meet as many people as I wanted to meet. I wasn't very well, but I did get to meet some of the chaps that we see on screen, and it was a privilege and a pleasure to meet all of you. Fantastic people.
Yeah.
They're on Sunday for a reason. The reason being that we need change at our football club to progress and not regress, whichever way you want to look at it. Sheriff, tell us a bit about it, because as I say, I wasn't very well. I was not really in the game whatsoever. You were there. Your journey started on Saturday night, which you've documented. Anyone can, by the way, can go and have a look at. I think you've put it on a playlist, Mark. Is that right, or something? People can.
I did, mate.
Yeah,
I did, mate. How I done that is beyond me, man. I managed.
You managed to sort that out. Well done.
Champion of technology.
Well done, mate. That's fantastic, and everyone can have a look at that, and you can see Mark's journey from the Saturday night. Absolutely brilliant. I can't praise you enough, mate, because I know people came from all around the world. People came from, like Brian came from Canada, and I think there was people that came from New York, from Dublin, just for the protest. They weren't even going to the game.
Yeah. That was
and I know that you started Saturday night, mate, to get there. And tell us. I know you've documented it, but for people that might not have seen it, just tell us a little bit about how it all went for you, and did you have any problems, and did you get from A to B how you needed to, sort of thing, from Saturday night?
Yeah, right. We'll just go through the chat quickly.
Yeah,
better do, I suppose. Welcome, people. Nige, big up, mate. Big up,
Nige. Hope you're well, mate.
Yeah. If you want to pop on, mate, you got the link.
Yep. Big up, Dan.
Big up, Dan, as well. Great to meet you.
Doing well, mate. I know you're not very well at the moment, so get well soon, mate. And again, you're more than welcome to pop on, mate, even if it's 5 minutes. Just if you can, let us know about your journey on Sunday.
Yeah. Rich, pleasure to meet you as well, buddy.
Lovely guy, Rich. Fantastic. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll meet up soon. We've had a few texts since Sunday, and Rich, it was lovely to meet you, mate. Short but sweet, as they say.
Stuart.
Big up, Stu.
Big up, mate.
Thanks for being here, mate. Yeah, lovely to see you.
Were you there the weekend, mate? If so, I don't think I've seen you. Right, Ellie's here as well.
Oh, Ellie, hope you're okay.
TV, they're 1-0 up away.
Hope your husband's okay as well.
Yeah. Bloody hell, that's a lot going on there, isn't it? Hubby is watching QPR on the main TV. They're 1-0 up away to Oxford. So watching PSG versus Villa.
On the iPad.
And watching...
Respect,
Bloody hell, man. There's no way I could cope with that.
Oh, my word.
No, there's no way I could cope with that.
At least we know we're third best, isn't it, Sheriff? We get the iPhone sort of thing, know how it is. I'm a bit gutted we're not on the big telly in Ellie's, to be quite honest with you. I have to have a word with your old man, Ellie.
It is. It is. Bloody right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. She is rich, definitely.
Cheers, Dan. We'll see you soon, mate. We'll see you soon. Yeah, you are, Ellie. You're not wrong. You're
Right.
not wrong there.
That was my journey.
Yeah, go on, Mark. Enlighten the viewers.
Right,
Just
bloody
even
hell,
if
man.
it's briefly, not the worst bits out, as they say.
Yeah, well, it started on Saturday night, man. So I
Yeah,
had to get the train to Niger's, as you know.
yeah.
And so that was all the trains and that were perfectly on time, lovely. And so hopped on the train. As you saw in my photo, I had three travellers come with me. I had 3 cans of Amstel. And I
Well,
thought,
make sure
right,
you get that in. The 3 cans of Amstel.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
On the
I
train,
thought,
on the way to Niger's,
and
3 cans
and,
of
so- and
Amstel. Yeah.
yeah, and so I got on the train, and I
Yeah.
thought, just have one. And so the train was nearly empty. I'll tell you what was funny. Got on the train because it was a nice day. Everyone had been to Weymouth
Oh,
on the
right.
lash all day,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what we do. Where I live, everyone goes down Weymouth on the lash all day. You know, because there's some good pubs and that down there.
Yeah.
Coming back, took me about 5 minutes to get on the train. It was a couple of minutes late, but it took like 10 minutes for everyone to get off.
Yeah.
But drunk, staggering about, and so when I eventually got on the train, managed to find like seat and table. So I put the cans on the table. I thought I'll have one, and that'll do. Suck this slowly till I get to Niger's. I thought save one for Niger and I'll drink the other one. No, that didn't happen. I sucked one and I thought, right, I'll just have another one. I thought I'll still save one for Nige just to see if he wants a beer. So that didn't happen either.
What a surprise.
And so by the time I got to where Nigel's was, I demolished them. Found Nige in the car park. You can see it on the shorts I did. Hopped in his car. And we got to his house, and then it was just stick telly on, bit of YouTube. Amazingly, I think it was convenience. 2 Mark's show was on his telly, and so he said, "Don't worry." He said, "Seeing as I knew you were coming around, he said I thought I'd better subscribe." Which.
Cheers, Nige.
And so then, like, we was chatting and that. And then it was like, oh, you know, I had his daughter's room for when she goes round.
Oh yeah.
And so got in bed, fell asleep for about half an hour. Then I woke up. I wanted to pee. And I thought, please don't wake Nigel up. Please. I was as quiet as I could. Went in there, had a silent pee, and it was like 1:30 by then. We were getting up at like 3. I thought, is it even worth going back to bed? And so I just went and sat downstairs, you know.
Oh,
you know, and so basically,
you stayed up then, basically.
Yeah, basically, I had no sleep whatsoever. Then the next thing I hear is alarm go off upstairs. He gets up, comes down, sticks a kettle on, cup of tea, tablet time, jab time, whatever, you know. And then we head on our way, and we had to drive to Chippenham to get the bus. Right, man, I'll tell you now, man. When we got to Chippenham, got out of the car, it was 2 degrees.
Oh yeah,
It was
cold.
absolutely
morning,
freezing.
It was, yeah.
Absolutely freezing. Right, and so we had to walk, when Nigel packed the car up, we had to walk like through Sainsbury's, like big superstore thing there, walk through there, got down to where the bus comes. I didn't have a clue where I was. I'm glad Nigel did. And so we were waiting there, and I was thinking, where's this fucking bus, you know? It's freezing, man. And so eventually the bus turns up. Get on the bus. Oh, have you, Stuart? Sorry to hear that, mate.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, mate. I hope you get better
Yeah,
soon, man.
yeah,
Whatever it is.
yeah. And so anyway, eventually the bus turns up, and I said to Nigel, I hope the bloody heating's on in there. And then so we get on the bus. I think I must have dropped off. I think I woke up again at Swindon.
Yeah.
Swindon with people getting on because it stops like God knows how many times it stopped, but it stopped because it sort of follows the M4 corridor, into London.
Yeah, yeah.
And I sort of woke up at Swindon. Well, I didn't know where we were, but Nigel said it was Swindon because it picks a load of people up. And then the next thing, we're at bloody Heathrow. There's like there's a coach station. Because that's all it does. It goes to Heathrow,
Yeah.
drops all. Because that's what people use it for, go on holiday and stuff.
Yeah.
I woke up by the time we were going through the tunnel, into Heathrow.
Yeah.
And there's like a coach stop the other side of there.
Yeah.
And it waited there for like 10 minutes, I think. 10, 15 minutes we were there. And then it stopped at, where's the bloody stop after? And then it stopped at bloody Earl's Court. And then we got to Victoria coach station.
So how long did that take you then, Mark? From
3 hours.
To
3 hours
on the coach.
Yeah, 3 hours. Yeah. I couldn't understand how our bloody bus took 3 hours from, it was only 18 mile.
Perhaps you had small wheels, Mark, or something. I don't
know. God knows, man. But it took 3 hours. And it's only basically, I suppose it's where it turns off and goes in all the bloody towns and that.
Yeah.
But 80 mile along the M4. That's all it is. 3 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
But then it stopped at Earl's Court and then we were off at Victoria.
Yeah.
And we got off the bus at Victoria and we had this about 7 or 8 minute walk to the tube station.
So what time did you get to Victoria in the morning then?
7:30-ish.
Wow.
7:30-ish. And then
this is mad. This is mad isn't it? This is go on.
But I did a short at Penmill when I was getting on the train. I did another one when I was getting in Nigel's car. I forgot to do one when we left Nigel's in the morning, like 3:30, whatever it was, when we left his house in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I did another one when we were walking from Victoria coach station to Victoria tube station.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, it hadn't warmed up much by then. It was absolutely freezing walking along there. And we was walking along, and if you watch it, oh, hang on, Nigel's here. Yeah. Nigel's there. It was freezing, wasn't it? It was freezing, wasn't it? Walking from that coach station to the tube station. Yeah. It was. Right. And if you watch that short that I did, Nigel, you don't have to do, because I put it on 3 minutes, because you've got a choice on the shorts. It's like 15 seconds or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're walking along, like, and I have a bit of a chat, it's bloody freezing, rah, rah, rah. We're just going down to Victoria train station. Nigel's there, and I point my phone at Nigel. And Nigel says, you don't have to keep this going for 3 minutes. He said, you can stop it and post it. And I was like, can you? I was like, I didn't know that. And so, like, flick that off. And then we do, there's only one line, wasn't it? Victoria to Seven Sisters, and then upstairs on the train to White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
And I did the last one when we got to White Hart Lane. And then we went for breakfast. And that was more or less our journey.
Wow.
It was bloody tiring.
That's some commitment to the cause, chaps.
Well, I was done. But by the time I got home, we'll talk about like the day, but when I got home, Nigel dropped me off at the train station at about 8:25. My train was at 9:30. And all I wanted to do, I was that bloody tired, I was thinking, just get me home. I just want to go home. But I had an hour and 5 minutes to wait.
For the train?
Yeah.
So did you just miss one or something then? Is that
No, that's just how they run.
Oh, right. Got you.
It's every couple hours, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
I felt bad. I felt bad leaving you for an hour, but I was knackered. I'm sorry, I need to go to bed.
Hey, you soon drove off though.
Yeah.
It was
I
like,
know,
see you later,
exhausting.
mate. It was like, see you later, mate. Wheels spinning out the car park.
That's mad, isn't it? That really is mad.
No, but I was just sat at the train station thinking, please, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
take me home. God's sakes.
Oh, well. That's mad.
It is what it is, though. It is what it
Yeah.
is. But I think the next time I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get a train ticket. Because it's only like, I think it's 2 hours 20
Yeah.
for me on the train.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and get a train
Saves a lot of
ticket.
hassle.
Listen, man, you know there's going to be another protest coming. Just put a bit, if you have to, it is what it is, isn't it? You put a bit away every week. At least if you've got something towards it, it helps, doesn't it, by the time it comes around?
Mm.
What
Yeah,
can you do? It's how life is now, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
That's it.
it's just how it is, man. It is how it is. Nige, how are you? Lovely to see you. And it was lovely to meet you on Sunday. Sorry about the circumstances of myself.
Good,
Didn't
mate.
feel very well. But I'd like to say live on stream, thanks to you two for helping me out. I wasn't very well at all on Sunday and tried to make the effort to get there because I was desperate to meet all you lads. That we all talk on here, do you know what I mean? But a lot of us don't know each other personally. And it was great to meet you lads. And I just wanted to say thank you to you both for helping me on Sunday, getting me back to the train station, making sure I got on the train to get home because
We were worried, brother.
I was in a bit of a state, mate, to be honest with you. And I got home and the missus picked me up and that, and I got myself sorted out over the next couple of days. But thank you very much to both of you. Just wanted
No
to
need, no need for
Problem, mate, not a
apologies,
problem
mate.
at all.
No need for apologies. The last story I'm going to tell
Yeah.
is when you phoned me up and said, "Where are you?" I'm at White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
Remember that? Right? Because me and Nige were out at the crack of dawn, obviously.
Yeah.
We'd walked up the Euro Cafe.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you got to remember, there's people that was arranging to meet at the Euro Cafe that live in London. Me and Nige was the first there. Unbelievable. Champions. We travelled the furthest, probably. Well, apart from Rich, I think he lives up north somewhere.
Yeah,
But we were there waiting because we looked in the window and I said, "There's nobody in there," you know. But that everyone turned up eventually. But and then we come out of there, and we was going to go in Coach and Horses, weren't we, for a pint? But the landlady come out and said, "Don't open to 11." and so we wandered up to Gilpin, which is another 5 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
That's
So
right,
we had it was all right. No, it's just like a Witherspoons.
Yeah.
And so and so we wandered up there, and then I said, right, I got to go. Mark's train's coming in soon. He ain't far from Bloody Seven Sisters. Only 4 stops on the train. And he was like, "Oh, well, we'll go back and we'll go back in the Coach and Horses." I said, no, I got to go and meet Mark. Next thing, you're phoning me. Where are you? My train was 15 minutes early. I'm here.
Yeah.
I said, right. And so I shoot back the White Hart Lane, jump on the train. Luckily, it was only a couple of minutes. Get off at White Hart Lane, come out through the thing. I'm looking. I thought, well, where is he? Looking. So I start wandering up the road. I phoned you up now, Matt. I said, where are you? He said, you know when you come out, there's like that, there's a coffee place. I said, yeah, I saw that. He said, I've been stood there. I said, I didn't see you. I said, hang on, I'm coming back.
He ran straight past me. I didn't see him.
I said, hang on then, I'm coming back.
It's all that weight I've lost. That's why he didn't see me. Right? That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like invisible, man. That jab's done wonders for you, mate. And so I walked down the road, we're still on the phone. I said, I see you. I can see you.
Yeah.
Went straight up to you, wasn't it, mate? The biggest hug. Biggest hug. Right, bruv.
Great, man.
All right, bruv.
Yeah, it was great.
And then I said to him, right, where's this bloody protest then? Because I was told it was right near Seven Sisters train station. Oh no. 25 minutes, wasn't it? We were walking out.
25-minute walk, yeah.
And I said, have we walked past it? I kept saying, have we walked past it? And it's like, no, it's going to be up here. In the end, we walked past Bruce Grove, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I knew we was going the right way. I just didn't know how far it was.
And it started around there, didn't it?
Yeah, we literally got there, didn't it? Met you two, and it kicked off within 5 minutes, didn't it? Started walking.
Yeah.
Bloody good job.
You know, it was fantastic, mate.
I
was so proud of everyone that was there, so proud of everyone that could make it. Obviously, there's some people that couldn't make it for whatever reason, and that doesn't matter. But the people that were there, well done to all of you. It was amazing and made some amazing noise. And I think it needs a megaphone up the front or something. You know what I mean?
It's a good idea.
I've invented that idea when I got back, mate, and I will be taking that idea to Jay to see if that is allowed.
Yeah, it may not be, I guess, but
you know,
don't
just
know
to encourage the singing more, Nige. Do you know what I mean? So everyone's on the rather than the people at the front singing one song and the people at the back starting another song. At least everyone can hear what everyone's singing. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's on the same page. Just an idea, maybe.
So you need whoever's on the megaphone to be half sensible, I guess.
Of course,
not just singing anything.
Let me just say hello. This is my cousin Neil. I haven't seen him for a long time, Neil. I hope you're well, mate. I know you've had a lot of illness problems, and I hope you're getting over them, mate. We'll speak privately on the phone at another time when you're ready to. Love you, man, and I hope you're all right. I hope you're all right, man.
Big up Mark's cousin.
Yeah, he's a good lad, Neil. He's a good lad.
Daniel, big up, mate.
Big up, Dan. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you.
Yeah, definitely, Ellie. Definitely. Yeah, but all in all, well, I was saying to Nige, and I said it to you, Mark, it was the first time I'd ever been to like N17, and I wasn't bothered about watching football.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't want to go in there.
I didn't even have a thought about it, to be honest with you, Mark.
No.
Didn't even have a thought about it. That for me, that wasn't what it was about on Sunday, and I didn't even, not even a thought of having a ticket or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
No, I will do, Luke. I will do, Luke. No, but the next time, Luke, I'm going to bite the bullet and get a train ticket. I can't go through that again. I was dead. I was absolutely dead. When I woke up Monday morning, I couldn't speak. My voice had gone.
It wouldn't have been so bad, Mark, if you could have sort of like Nige went a kip. You know, you said you went a kip, but half hour later you was awake. If you'd have had that sort of extra couple of hours, you might have felt a bit better and not sort of run out of steam, innit? I don't know.
But to be honest, I'll be honest with you, I didn't feel like I was lagging the whole day, you know?
Yeah, it just got really tired at the end.
It just caught up with me in the end, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mod Father's in. Mod Father's in the building.
Hope you're all right, mate. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now, Ben. Thank you. Thank you very much for asking.
And we will be there the 24th.
We will be there on the 24th, Ben. All booked. Coming to see you, mate. Hope that coffee machine's working. No alcohol where I am.
Yeah, but put it this way, mate. You're like dedicated to the cause, mate. You're bloody flying.
Well, I am, yeah. But the only reason that I am, Mark, is because the train ticket, believe it or not,
I couldn't believe this. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe this when you told me.
It was dearer to come on the train than come on the plane. So it just made sense. The airport's only 20 minutes around the corner. The missus will drop me off in the morning about an hour and a half before, and I'll just buzz through. I'm not bringing any luggage, no nothing. It's just me. You know, so I'll just buzz through, jump on the plane, land, and work out a way to meet you. That's it.
When you told me that, man, that it was cheaper for you to come from Manchester Airport to fly to Heathrow
Yeah.
rather than get on the train.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you, I don't mind telling you, at the time when I booked it, the train fare, the cheapest train fare I could get on Trainline, sorry for mentioning the train company, was £124 return. That was the cheapest I could get direct. I know you can get them cheaper if you want to stop over and whatever it is, but that was the direct train. The plane was £93. 30 quid cheaper.
Crazy, isn't it?
30 quid cheaper to come on the plane, fly into Heathrow. I'll get there early. You know, I said to you, Mark, I'll wander around for a couple of hours until you lot get down there. You know what I mean? That don't bother me. Time I've done all that anyway and messed about, it'll be about right. And then I think I fly back at something like 8 o'clock at night. And it's an hour to flight, 50 something minutes. And it gets me back into Manchester at 9. The missus will pick me up at the airport and I'll be indoors by 10.
Happy days.
Here we go. How long did it take you to get to White Hart Lane?
Big up, Mark.
For me, it wasn't long, was it? Because them tube things are real quick.
Yeah, they don't take long.
Once we were in London, it took about 20 minutes, didn't it?
Yeah, it was about 20 minutes from Victoria to, what was it, wasn't it? To Seven Sisters. But if you remember, Nige, we walked up steps and there was 3 trains going towards bloody Liverpool Street, and then ours come in, wasn't it? We was there for a bit, weren't we?
But yeah, about 20-minute wait, but once we were on the train, it was...
Yeah, well, it's Seven Sisters to White Hart Lane's only like 5-10 minutes, isn't it? So it's only a couple of stops, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
4 stops, isn't it? Is it 4?
No, it's 2. It's 1. Well, there's 1 stop and then White Hart Lane.
1 stop and then, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking to Euston. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. From Seven Sisters to Euston, there's only 4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 4 stops, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Ben, oh, no. Ben asking you what airport. You're flying into Heathrow, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm flying into Heathrow. And to answer Stuart's question...
Yeah, this one.
There was nothing into London City Airport that I could find at the time. I did look. But believe it or not, for 93 quid, Stuart, the flight is on British Airways. Can you believe it? It's not like it's even on a nondescript company. I don't know. I can't name any. But, you know, British Airways, 93 quid return. You just can't go wrong, can you, when they want 124 quid on the train?
Yeah.
Well, I know. I know it's 30 quid, but 30 quid's 30 quid at the end of the day, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
You know, that's all my underground stuff and me coffee at Ben's and whatever else while we're out. And, you know, it all helps towards it, doesn't it? It is what it is.
Yeah.
You're bloody right.
I like flying anyway, Mark. I love flying.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I'll be honest with you, I ain't been on an airplane for years, man. But, like, it's never bothered me flying. No, I love it.
Terrifies me.
Does it? Do you not like it, Nige?
Hate flying. Yeah, I can't understand how like something so heavy can stay in the air. But
it's mad, isn't it? I was talking about this to my missus earlier about that. We watched some massive plane taking off, some Dreamliner thing or something. And when you think about all the passengers that are on there, all the luggage, everything. And when they lift that nose up on that plane, it just glides, mate. It's unbelievable how it all works when you really think about it, isn't it? It's mad.
Oh, amazing, really amazing engineering.
Yeah.
You know, it's, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. I totally agree with you.
Oh, Villa have scored. Villa have scored by the sounds of things. I ain't got it on, obviously.
Go on, Villa. Villa.
Yeah, we're on here.
Nice.
Go on, the Villa.
Oh, yeah. I used to be a cabbie. Now, where I live, obviously, Southwest, I went to City Airport once to pick people up. And from where I live, that is the biggest pain in the backside to get to.
So, what's City Airport?
It's right round.
It's not Stansted.
No. It's before. No. Stansted.
It's right on the river, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it's right round the M20 from where we live, Nige. It's right round the M25, right round
Never heard of it.
from where.
Bad as
Yeah, you can see like the city and that. You can see like all them new buildings they built in the city. You know, like the sort of money, the banking side and all that.
Is it like a newish airport? Or has it been
It's
there a long time?
well, I say newish.
Been
It
there a
ain't
while,
been there forever. Ain't been there forever. It's
No,
probably
not
been there what
forever, but it's been there a while, isn't it now?
20 years,
Mm.
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe a
know.
bit longer. Maybe
Yeah.
a bit longer than that. Yeah. It's been there a while.
Oh, here we go,
East
mate.
London. Yeah, it is East London. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right over the back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's right on the river, isn't it? It's right on the river there. The river runs beside it. I'm sure it does. But there you go. Go on, Morgan Rogers. What a tidy player he's turned out to be, isn't he?
Yeah.
Great player.
From Plymouth.
Yeah.
Top player.
Eh? Seems to
Top,
be a
top
very
player.
top player, doesn't he?
Anyway, mate, we're meant to be talking about the protest.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to give people a gist of
Yeah.
you know, who might not have seen your thing, because you know there is a lot of local people that go, but it's just so people know that people are so dedicated to the cause that they're travelling from other countries. You know,
Yeah.
Mark's coming from the other side of the country to London, you know, and
Well,
he's had to get to Nige, and then the next day carry on with Nige to get to the protest, and then when it's all done, walked in his front door at whatever 11 o'clock at night.
it was
You know,
about.
the following day.
It was.
You know, so
It was.
it was a long old day, and
It was
fair
20,
play to you both.
22, quarter to 11 when I got in. I went straight to bed, man. I was done. Absolutely done.
Yeah. Well,
So you didn't text me.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I said, text me when you're home, so I know you're safe. Yeah, I didn't get it.
Yeah. But I was done, man. I was done. Absolutely done.
Let's change the subject slightly then, so we can talk about Sunday. Maybe what effects it had, if any, and what your general feelings were on the day in general, and the protest, and do you think the right ears are listening to what's going on? Is it getting to Levy and Enoch that, you know, people are not happy? What are your thoughts, gents?
For me, I just talk quickly about the day. I thought the day was absolutely fantastic from start to finish. I think, you know, I don't go up to Spurs very often, but when I do, it is usually just to watch a game.
Yeah.
Usually with my son, we go up, we will get to the ground an hour before, maybe grab a bit of lunch outside, and then go into the ground 45 minutes before and sample the atmosphere, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So to actually go up there and not go into the ground at all, and go into some of the pubs, some of the cafes, and just meet fellow like-minded Spurs fans. A lot of, you know, which we watch every day, every week, was surreal. You know, a lot of people that you might have cast a bit of a judgment on because you might have seen them online.
Yeah.
Actually meet them in person, they're absolutely lovely.
Mm.
Yeah, there wasn't a single person that I met that I thought wasn't just amazing. It was really good. You know, it was just such a nice day. Meeting people from the chat that, you know, you'd never met in person as well was lovely. You know, now the people, you see their names coming through in the chat now, and you're like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, as a day, it was brilliant. As for the protest, I thought that was fantastic as well. I was a bit concerned going into it. It's got a bit of, I mean, it's not really that funny, but basically my eldest daughter, joined the police force, and it was her first day Monday.
Oh wow.
So I met out of her Saturday for a coffee.
You reading this,
says,
Nudge? Are you reading this, Nudge? Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Big up, Ray.
But yeah, so it was her first day on the police force on Monday. And I met her Saturday for a coffee, and she's like, oh, what are you up to the rest of the weekend? I'm like, oh, I'm going to a protest on Sunday in London. And she's like, Dad, don't get arrested. I'm like, it's fine. She goes, that'll be a nightmare. My first day on the police force and you get arrested. But I said it would be peaceful, and it was. It wasn't any trouble at all. My only gripe with the whole thing was that when we were walking down towards the stadium, there were so many fans coming the opposite way, just filming it.
Yeah.
And I just thought, just come and join. You're obviously interested. A lot of you are probably also Levy out, and there was a lot of people watching and filming with their cameras, but not actually joining in, which would have swelled the numbers. And as for Levy, it's got to be doing something. Whether it's going to be enough, I don't know. But let's just hope so. Going forward, I don't see why not. If we can keep adding, a few more numbers with every protest, it can only be a good thing. And I think Levy must be taking notice.
Going back to what you just following on from what Nigel said, you can't repeat it on air, Matt. But what did you say What did you say to me when we were walking down the road? When all the people was videoing it on their phones, and me and you said to me, "Look at these. Beep.
Yeah.
Why don't they join in?"
There you go. There you go, mate.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
It is. I don't understand it either. I don't get it. You can look at it in two ways. Perhaps there's just people that take a lot of their kids, mate, and they just support Tottenham, and they're not into the politics of it. Do you know what I mean? As adults, maybe we're a lot more fixated on the football, perhaps, and how it's done on the pitch, and that's what we don't like, because we're seeing the same crap every week that don't work generally.
Yeah.
And perhaps a lot of people are not looking at that. They're just like, well, we're 14th, but it is what it is, and it'll be all right, and look at our magnificent stadium.
I'll just pick this man up. He did forward it to me, my neighbour. He forwarded an article to me, and I think I put it in all the groups.
Oh, right.
Okay.
About Levy.
Yeah, I think I did see that, actually.
Yeah,
I just wanted your chap's opinion on it, because, I think what Change for Tottenham are doing is great, and I want it. Personally, I just want it to get bigger and bigger. But
I thought it was going to be.
I just think there needs to be, because it is quite big now, and you're talking like somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 there, I would imagine, on Sunday. I think everyone needs to be on the same page. There was a lot of singing different songs at the same time, and that sort of thing. And I think it'd be a lot better maybe if it could be organised, and I don't know how it could be, maybe like we said, with a megaphone or something like that, just to get a chant going, and then everyone singing the same thing, and then it's louder and prouder. Do you know what I mean? And it almost seemed like there was like not two different events, but people were trying to start songs at the front. People were trying to start songs at the back, and you could hear two different things going on, rather than. But man, it is what it is. I'm not complaining about it. There was noise at the end of the day, and there was a lot of noise, wasn't there? There was plenty of singing going on. I did want to ask the pair of you, because, as you know, I'd had enough by the time we got down to the ground, and I went and sat myself down over by a shutter. What was really? Did you see much going on at the front? Did you manage to get up the front at all, either of you, when we was outside the ground? And was it just a lot of people, like you say, standing about filming and not getting involved on the other side of the fence, sort of thing?
I got right at the front, and they were still singing and shouting. But as you said, there was still a lot of people walking past with cameras and, their phones videoing it and all that. But whether that's because they just want, to be honest, we don't know. I don't know. But that might have been people that was involved with the protest just doing it for their own social medias, Maybe, to be honest, if people are videoing it and putting it online, I'm in favour of that because it's getting the message out there, The more eyes that see it, and can I just say, right, we did the whatever it was walk, mile, half a mile, whatever it was,
Yeah.
and there was no trouble whatsoever.
Didn't see
All
any
these
trouble.
all these protests in the past, when I know he's not in the panel, I know he's busy, but Brian Daigle, Stell, people like that, Graham, especially Graham was stood there opposite the club shop and they were mocked, accused of being racist, accused of being drug addicts, drunkards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the names that got thrown at them.
Yeah.
And it was none of that. It was none of that, because I stood on one of them. All right, there weren't many there. There's 20, 30, 50 at the most. But like all the things that got chucked to them, and now they've seen it grow to this. Like it was great. It was great that Brian was there. To be honest, it was absolutely fantastic that Brian was back.
He's lovely, Brian.
And he went, yeah.
I didn't manage to talk to him much, but it was great actually. When I tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Brian, it's Cookie," he turned around, gave me a massive hug, mate, and he looked at me and went, "Who are you?" And I had to tell him again. We had another cuddle, and then he carried on.
But to be honest, but now, if you want to hear some funny stories, there's only one bit. I had several people come up to me and say, "You're a sheriff?" I said, "Yeah." Or there was a couple more that come up to me and said, "I've seen you on YouTube." I said, "Yeah." And shall I say the real funny one, Nige?
Do it, mate. Do it.
Do it. I was in the Coaching Horses, mate. Mark, I'm not sure if I've told you this. I was in the Coaching Horses, and some bloke come up to me. I don't know who he is. He said, "I've seen you on YouTube." He said, "Are you Adrian?" Honest truth. I said, "You might have seen me on the same show as him, mate." And he said, "Oh." He said, "Oh." I said, "You've seen me on the same show as him?" And then I went into details a little bit. I said, "I got my own channel, mate." Told him what it was. I said, "Please like and subscribe."
IPS.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was quite funny when I was watching the game. So we had it on the little phones, and I was sat there watching. And obviously, when you're watching, you can hear like chat that's going on around you as well. And Sheriff was going around meeting people and like talking to people, and I just heard him say, "Yeah, I'm just talking, just generally." He goes, "Oh, there's Nige Pure Coys," and this bloke just went, "Who?"
Yes.
Like, oh,
yeah.
Just
yes.
sinking in my seat like that.
Who's he?
Yeah, brilliant.
You should have told him about Mud in the Pub, Nige. He'd have known you then.
I think we did.
Knows you from Mud in the Pub, Nige.
I think I was about 4 deep then on Amstels.
I thought you was going to say
7.
else.
I didn't drink that many, did I?
7 or 8. Oh, I don't know.
Did I?
Probably.
No, I never had that many, surely. I don't know.
Surely not.
I don't know.
That's why you're knackered at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it might have been. I can't remember drinking that many, in there.
I
had a few. I know that. I know I bumped into Ricky Sachs.
Did you?
And I told him to like and subscribe as well.
Good. I hope he has.
Well,
Ricky, make sure you like and subscribe. We love everyone on this channel.
Yeah.
Exactly. And get your lifetime team in as well, Ricky, if you see this. I know Mark mentioned it to you. Get your lifetime team in and give me a buzz, mate, please. Thank you.
Yeah, and that Mike Zappa come up to me and said, "Did I want to do an interview or something?" And I thought he was someone from the BBC, and I said, "No." But honestly, you know that Mike Zappa, he carries like bloody great camera about with him, doesn't he, on a tripod. He came up to me and said, I thought he was some national reporter. I thought, nah, I can't be doing with that. And so I said no. But But when he walked away and grabbed someone else, I thought, I should have done it, you know. But by then, I think the Amstel took a bit of effect.
Well, Mike, I will tell you next time when you see this show, please, I will have an interview next time. As Sheriff said, no, I do apologise for the Sheriff.
Yeah.
Mike, you do sterling work for Change for Tottenham. Please find me. I will do the interview with you, Mike. Would love to.
It has been. And well, it's a combination of you and Rez that started that.
The Sheriff is here
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Stuck now, mate.
Yeah. I had at least 3 people come at me and say, Sheriff. I was like, yeah. and then they were saying who they were in the comments. And I was like, oh, shit, man. Because, to be honest, like, we all we all know what each other looks like. When you see people in the comments, especially if they ain't got their picture is like they ain't got a picture of themselves. It was like their profile thing. I never had a clue they were. And these people were saying, oh, I'm so-and-so. So, oh, shit, man, I've seen you in the comments. Yeah, hello, mate, and all this.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's nice. It is nice, though, isn't it, Mark? Don't you think, Nige, when that sort of thing happens to you?
There we go.
What I mean, it's like, at least, it's nice to meet people that when you do have a show on and they're regulars in your comments and you can put a face to a name. It's good stuff. Evening,
yeah, here we go. Angus.
I've just got to tell you, I haven't stopped crying because I never started. I never watched it. I'm not getting into this Arsenal Spurs thing. All I can say is, Angus, your level's above us, mate, and that's where it is at the moment. But as before, the tide will turn. Was it 6 out of 7 seasons, Mark, or 8 out of 9 or something? We finished above Arsenal.
It was. Was it 7? That's when Potter was here, wasn't it?
Angus.
It was when 7. Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about crying then, mate. So we'll just say, well done. Good luck to you. Follow your team, crack on. But there's no crying here, mate. The tables will turn eventually.
We will say good luck to you and Hala Madrid.
Yeah, I have got to say, next time England play, if Declan Rice isn't on free kicks and there's something wrong, he needs to be our free kick taker from now on. They were 2 magical free kicks.
Fair dues. Big up, Leo. Hope you're well, mate.
Big up, Leo. Like a sipping home. He's coming over next week, I think.
All right, okay.
I believe he said that in Ben's chat earlier. I'm sure he is. Have a good trip, homie. Yeah, I don't know how long. It was either this week or I don't know.
He'll let us know.
Yeah, homie. You used to hear the 24th because we're out there.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're on the Amstel on the 24th.
I'm on the Guinness, mate. I'm on the Guinness on the 24th. A couple of coffees in the morning, and I've already decided I'm on the Guinness and blackcurrant, mate. That's me for the day. And
we'll find somewhere.
I'll know exactly when I've had enough, and I will stop, and that will be it. And then probably back on the coffee for the rest of the day.
We'll find somewhere that sells Amstel.
I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a great day, honestly. I'm so looking forward again to meeting so many people. It's going to be great.
I'll be honest. I was very impressed. The 2 pubs that we went in, they both served Amstel. Excellent.
Well, that's good.
Excellent behaviour. Excellent behaviour.
Next weekend, Leo's coming, Mark.
Is he?
Yeah, next weekend. He'll be there for the game on Monday. Yeah.
Are we playing Monday, are we, against Wolves?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that home to Wolves, is it? Oh, of course, it's Easter Monday. Would that be Easter Monday?
Yeah, it will, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
I don't know. Easter's sort of floating about now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's before the 24th, Easter. Yeah.
We've got Easter eggs for the kids.
I'm not, well, I don't know. Ricky Sachs seems to be sat on the fence about Leanick. Smoke his mind. I don't know, he seemed all right when I spoke to him.
I like Ricky, he's a nice guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the shades in the pub, but apart from that, he's a nice guy.
To be honest with you, I've got to say I haven't watched a lot of Last Word on Spurs, but I will be making an effort to, because he seems like a nice chap, Ricky, to be honest with you. I haven't got no gripes with him. Everyone's entitled to their opinions on whatever subject. Do you know what I mean? And you know, I think he wants change. At the end of the day, if he didn't, he wouldn't have been at the protest, would he? Surely not.
No,
I wouldn't have thought so. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
But, you know, it is what it is, man.
Well, to be honest, and he wasn't even in the game, because when the game was going on, he was in the coaching horses.
No.
So I can't see how he's got perks in that, you know, because surely he'd got a ticket.
Dunno.
You know, he was in the coaching horses.
Yeah.
He come in with. I didn't realise his. No, I forget how he was related to him. I did have him.
Marios, is it?
Yeah, Marios or something. You see in the comments.
Yeah.
Is that his cousin or something, or his missus's cousin or something?
I don't know. I don't know. Can't answer that one.
Nice guy, though.
Yeah, we're
nice guys.
We're pleased for you, Angus.
Yeah, we'll find out at some stage. Anyway, just let you all know while Mark's flicking through the chat, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're on the way to 500. I think we're at about 330-ish maybe at the moment.
Something like that, mate. It's lurking around there, I think.
We've got some content coming out really soon that you're all going to really enjoy. We're getting there slowly with it. So bear with us, but it will be coming out. And please make sure you all subscribe to Nige at Pure Coys, doing sterling work there. Follow him as well on Mud in the Pub. Is it on a Saturday night, Nige? You do Mud in the Pub, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is a Saturday night. Are you guys both available Saturday?
Yeah, we can pop on Saturday night. That won't be a problem.
Good.
For the viewers, Nige does Mud in the Pub. A bit less Spurs talk. There's a little bit at the beginning, and we just all get into the general daily twattiness of life, I suppose, if you want to call it like that. Nige, is it something like that?
Maybe I should change the name to the Twattiness of Life podcast.
There you go, Nige. I knew I was useful. And as we speak, Dan's here. We know he's not very well. Bit of a heavy cold going on there, Dan. I know there's a lot going about at the moment. I hope you're feeling a bit better, mate. Make sure, please, everyone, like and subscribe to Dan at the Dan List as well. He's doing sterling work, sticking shorts out there for you to see all day. Make sure you get in there. He's giving you all the information and his opinions on what he thinks about our club. So let's get over to him as well. Dan, how are you feeling, mate?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we've got you.
I've got awful internet connection here. It's terrible. But big up to you all. Lovely to meet you all on Sunday.
Pleasure, mate.
You too, mate.
Fantastic day. Pick up everyone in the chat. Fantastic day the protest was. The day when I woke up, I was feeling rotten, man. But look, it kind of, the buzz of the day got me through it, meeting so many great people. People on YouTube, people who are in the chat, meeting them, so nice, meeting Spurs fans. And I thought the protest was fantastic, so important. And we just got to keep it going and bring on the next one.
Yeah, definitely. It was a fantastic day. Like I said earlier, I'm so proud of all the people that got there to make some noise and hopefully influence change for our club. You know, it was a good day. It was a really good day, I've got to say. It was fantastic. Shall we move on to... Let's move on to... Let me think. I've got a couple of things I want to talk about. Let's talk about Ange.
Can I just say big up to Matty K? Big up to Matty K. It's a pleasure to meet you as well Saturday.
It certainly was. Very briefly, Matty, but we will meet again soon, mate. Lovely fella. Nice to see you. We'll just move on to what Ange just said in his presser today. Have you chaps seen it, by the way? Just to ask you about it. What are your thoughts on his comments? Anyone can go, man, because I know you've probably all got the same opinion pretty much, but you say it all as it is, so you just crack on.
No, the only thing, like, someone put a thing up there that Ange had said, I'm going to be sacked anyway, but I didn't hear it. I didn't hear that in the press conference. No, was it I'm gone if I win it anyway? That was the title of the show. But like, I didn't hear that in the press conference. Did he even say that?
I'm sure that was printed down, Nige, wasn't it? In that statement.
Yeah, I think it was said in a roundabout way. It was almost like he was almost saying like the press have said that I'm going to be gone regardless of what I do, so it don't really matter. I don't think he was saying actually I'm gone regardless. I think he was saying the way it's being portrayed is that regardless of what I do, I'm going to get sacked, which, is hopefully true because we all know he's crap. So, yeah, I just find some of his comments a bit strange, but I think every single interview he does now is getting more and more random. So nothing surprises me what comes out of his mouth anymore.
For me, it was something to do with John Cross. You know, the Mirror.
Yeah.
The Mirror writer. He put something out there. I don't know when it was, but it really irked him. It was basically just said he's not been good enough. He said some nice things about Ange and he liked him, but it was all about results at the end of the day, and this season hasn't been good enough. So it was a kind of like a bit of a bite back from Ange. You know, he realises that a lot of fans have given up on him, don't believe in him anymore. So it's all down in the dumps, feeling sorry for himself. What he should be saying is that, we need to get the result on Thursday. He needs to, instead of talking too much, he needs to get this team set up right and get results for us. Starting on Thursday, massive game Thursday, quarterfinal of the Europa League. You know, instead of whining, moaning, biting back, just put everything into that game and prove us wrong. Prove us wrong that you can manage a big game like Thursday and get us through to the semi-finals. But, Angie just doesn't deal with the press at all well, does he? And he's under pressure, massive pressure.
Yeah, I agree.
He is now, isn't he? He is now, but I've noticed that his press conferences, see, he got very sort of like narky in this one. He asked one of them, "Am I interrupting you at the back or something?" Because one of the the press people must have said something or done something. You don't see obviously, but he said, "Look, am I interrupting you back there?" Or something. He's just. He's just getting like, he has lost it, in my opinion, because like you start getting narky with the press, he gets narky with the fans nearly every game. I'll be honest, I haven't watched any of the highlights from Sunday. I haven't seen the goals. I haven't seen anything. No. I haven't seen anything from Sunday, but I take it he never got like funny in that with the fans Sunday because we won. But when we lose, which is most weeks, like there's always something you see him, like someone takes a video of him like pointing, or someone says, "What was that?" and he comes back and like, and all this, if you fall out with the fans, mate, you're done. In my opinion.
Mark, he's been an arse for ages, though, hasn't he? Now.
Yeah.
I mean, how long has it been now since all of us and more have said? How many people have you heard say, "I can't be doing watching this bloke anymore" in his press conferences? How many times have you heard that comment? I know generally we still do watch them. Do you know what I mean? But it's always something, like you say, if it's not a press conference and he's having a dig at someone, he's having a dig at a fan in the stands because he's heard a comment that he don't like. Well, fucking deal with it. You're being paid £5 million a year to manage a football team. So do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Like Dan said, on tomorrow night, prove us wrong. Prove us wrong, or do your same shit what you've been doing for the last 2 years nearly, and pray it works, but more than likely it won't.
Let's face it, right? If he proved us wrong, we'd all shut up, wouldn't we?
Well, if we were sixth in the league, seventh in the league, we wouldn't be talking like this, would we?
No, exactly.
But we're not.
No. And at the end of the day, whether you're in the quarterfinal of the Europa or not, as far as I'm concerned, Premier League form, is what he is judged as generally over his 38-game season.
But that's the bread and butter, mate.
And people get bored with me saying, and I'm sorry, but it's a fact. If you go after the first 10 games of last season to now, we are a relegation form team. The thing is, and I've heard it said, many commentators have said it, generally the three that come up are so poor, they're the three that go back down again. And you can see that this year, Southampton, Ipswich, Leicester, they've been very, very poor. Of course, Ipswich, Leicester taking points off us. You know what I mean? Like big style, because we are that crap. We lose to teams like that have barely lost to anyone else in over 2/3 of this season. Why are we losing games of football like that? Yeah, it happens now and again. We can all stomach that. But when we're watching this shit dross, all shoes side to side, no penetration, supposed to be an attacking team, might have scored a lot of goals this season, but could have scored a damn sight more. And with massive donuts, with one ball that's going over the top, killing us every week, and nothing changes. Nothing changes. And I'm sorry, I don't mean I'm not going on a rant and we're saying the same stuff. But it's got to change in the end, because if it doesn't change and he stays, if you lot think, not you lot here, if people in the chat think this is bad this season, wait for next season.
Well, I said, mate, I said...
That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's just where I see us going. I don't see it being any different.
I think it was on our last show, mate, that I said you could take any of our shows, what we say, what's going on, and you could just copy and paste it for the next show. It'd save us 2 hours of sitting here saying the same things week after week. Inverted fullbacks this. You don't adapt that. It's the same stuff every game.
Nothing's going to change now. This is it. No. This is what we're going to see now in the next games. Andrew's not going to adapt. He's going to stick to this way. Look, I mean, guys, Thursday, how are you feeling about it? Obviously, we all have to get behind the team. We just have to hope that they raise their levels. I mean, they need to raise so many levels after that performance against Southampton. Now, just generally the performances this season, it's a massive game, man. Like European night at the top of the stadium. Look, we will get behind them 100%. And I know it's difficult, but we have to put our thoughts on Ange, the season as it's been, the board, and just have to put it all in on Thursday. Look, after the game, if we haven't played well and we've got a result, we can criticise it, of course. But we have to get behind the team Thursday, and because this is all we've got left for this season now. These two games.
Yeah, I can honestly say, I know we come on here and we moan and we groan and we moan all the time and a lot, but I always support the team. Always. I always want the team to win.
Of course.
Always. That's never going to change. The fact that I don't like the owner and I don't like the manager, that's nothing to do with it. I was a Tottenham fan before Levy got it.
Yeah.
Probably won't be about anymore when he leaves, but because that's going to be like God knows how long. And I was a fan of Tottenham before bloody Ange turned up. And I'll be a fan when he gets sacked. Hopefully Thursday.
Yeah. Can I ask just a little controversial question? I see, and you've probably all seen it. We're in a little WhatsApp group, and I don't know if you've seen it in one of the other ones that we're in, but there was a question asked. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, and it caused a bit of a debate in the group. And it was, if Ange wins the Europa League, and Levy keeps him on for next season, would you be happy with that, or do you, regardless of Europa League win, want him gone?
Okay.
Regardless, gone. You know, for me, yes, great winning the cup, but it's all about the league. And you know, I'm not going to go back on what I've said earlier on in the season. I don't care if he wins the Europa League. I still want to see someone else in charge next season, because I think someone else could get a lot better out of the squad that we have. That's not saying I wouldn't celebrate a cup win. I'd love a cup win, but I'm not a fan of the manager.
Look, guys, if Ange wins us that trophy, that's fantastic, and you know we have to praise him for winning it if he does. And but if wanting him here next season is just another question, isn't it? Really, because the league is the truth. Yeah, we go by the league.
Yeah,
right. That's where we are. We clearly can't defend well. We can't attack well. There's so many issues with how Ange sets up this team. If you look across the players, the squad, how many players haven't progressed and got better, got worse? We're questioning players all the time. What this one is he any good? Is he not good? You know, and I just think we're just because how badly we're set up throughout the season. We're looking at everything, aren't we? We're looking at everything. We're blaming the recruitment. We're blaming the board. But if you get to the deep, if you really deep it, Ange is why we are, you know, where we are in that league. He hasn't set the team up well at all. His tactics have been found out. Any team could go on and win a cup, you know, on a good run. You know, any team could do it. But if you look at it from the board's perspective, if he does win, I don't think he will be going anywhere. I think that they'll have to keep him by default. I want him gone myself, because I've not seen enough in these 18 months he's been here. Well, not 18 months, 20 odd months or whatever, and the rest of the season. There's going to be more defeats coming in the league, so we could be rising up to something like 20, 21 defeats, which is unacceptable from any manager, any club. But look, it's a question where, you know, I don't think we will win this Europa League, unfortunately. I just don't think we will. Even if we get past Frankfurt, I think we'll fall short against either Lazio or whoever else gets through to that semi-finals. And then there's the final to get through as well. I just don't think Ange is tactically good enough to win us this competition. So I think that question, I think we'll need to kind of wait that one, don't we, until we see what happens.
I'll just say quickly though, my concern is, and the reason I said I get rid of Ange regardless, is that my concern is, great if we win the Europa League and finish 15th, brilliant, we'll all celebrate that. But my concern is then we have to give Ange another summer window of his signings, allegedly. Mm-hmm. And then if we sack him 2 or 3 months into the next season, then we are literally doing what United did with Ten Hag. Yeah. And we're going to have the same sort of season United have. I want a fresh start with a new summer, a new manager with their players coming in to give us a decent chance.
And you've got to think as well, Nige, if we do win Europa League, we're going to be in the Champions League next year playing like this, we'll get absolutely mullered. Because there's teams that do us, that know how to play against us in the Premier League. You look at the Champions League, man, that's the elite of the elite. Right, not all of them are, but like there's some far better teams than that than there is the Europa League.
Yeah.
You know, and look what teams have done to us in the Europa League. You know, all right, we won games, but in all fairness, how many bloody shots of the likes of Elfsberg and bloody Carrier-Bag and that had, and chances they've had?
Yeah.
You know, we do that in the Champions League, mate. We're just going to we're going to be an embarrassment. We'll be another meme for Paddy Power. You know, to make an advert about it.
Guys in the links today, because I don't know what truth is in it.
I will get back to that because
Dan, I've had a look at the betting. The betting tells you a long story, and Glasner's not even in the betting at all. He's not even in the betting. Pochettino's 5-2 favourite to be the next Spurs manager.
Right.
That's where we stand. And just to have my little 2 pennies worth. Listen, this manager, from what I see on the pitch, again, I repeat, I'm so sorry, everyone. Right? Been watching this bloke for 2 years now. Nothing has changed. Nothing. He's an absolute clown. I don't care what he wins, right? If we happen to win the Europa League this season, as a Spurs fan, I will be over the moon. But as Mark says, it will be in spite of him, not because of him. Because these tactics won't win anything. They really won't. When you play an half-decent Lazio or Bilbao in their own stadium, we'll get ripped. Absolutely ripped. I'm like Nige. What I would like to see is, personally, I want Ange gone. If it's not this week or next week, in the summer. And I would like to see someone have a complete whole summer from the 1st of July, whenever they can be employed, whatever it is. Let them have their summer. Let them at least get 2 or 3 in, of reasonable standard. Let's try and educate some of these younger players a little bit with some senior pros. We know he don't want to pay the wages. We know it probably ain't going to happen. But I'm sure there's players out there. If Archie Gray at 18 can be paid 80 grand a week or whatever he's on, you're telling me there's not senior pros out there that can help these young players that can be on that sort of money and come and play for Spurs? Surely there is. I don't know about you lot. I'm not interested in these 300 grand a week players because we know it's not going to happen. But scouts, do your job. There are people out there. I'll give you an example tonight. Morgan Rogers at Villa was at Plymouth. Now, I know there was people in our community banging on about Morgan Rogers at Plymouth. This kid can do it in the Premier League. Just look at what he's got, and that was what was coming across. He came to the Premier League. He went to Villa. He didn't come to Spurs. Took a little while to settle in. But once he got going, wow, what a player. He didn't cost the earth. He's not on 200 grand a week.
It's a scouting mark, isn't it? It's a scouting.
They are out there, though, Dan. They're out there. And Tottenham are too lazy to go and do their job properly. But
they rely on that computer stuff now, don't they? That data-driven malarkey.
Use your eyes. Your eyes tell you everything about what you want, Mark. I know it's old school and all that, but it does.
In my opinion,
tell you everything.
In my opinion, the worst thing Tottenham done is letting David Pleat go. Yeah. What a scout he was.
Yeah.
He found some ballers.
Yeah.
And I mean, how can you rely on computers? You just put what you want in there, set the whatever you do, and it just comes up a name. You don't know, do you?
No.
Nothing beats the eye test when you're looking at a player.
But guys, if you look at it, the club, they've signed so many young players, didn't they, in the summer, right? So they're obviously looking for the future, right? Because they don't want to win in the here and now. Now, will these young players be, they could come really good, a couple of years down the line, 2-3 years down the line, if they've got the right coach managing them. So they could work out to be good signings. The trouble is, what about the here and now? What about the season we had?
Yeah.
It's just shocking. It's no thoughts about, look, we have a season to play here. We've got to be competitive. And that transfer window screamed that we weren't going to be. The evidence was there in the summer. But just quickly, before we go on to Glasner, that Frankfurt team, this is going to be a really tricky time. Now, they're quite a young team. They're quick. They like to plan the transition. They're not going to come to our ground and sit back, which will help us. We're not going to come across a low block. It will suit us. But, we're going to be in trouble if, we could get caught out. And if it only takes a couple of quick moves, and
we
they're
give the
in.
ball away a lot, Dad. We give the ball away a lot, especially in midfield. Silly passes, silly 5-yard, 10-yard passes.
Yeah, we do.
Players not being aware of being shut down. That happens a lot with us as well.
We've got to be clinical on Thursday. We get the chances, and I'm sure we will create chances with the atmosphere, the day, the night. We've got to be clinical, because if we're not, we will get punished by Frankfurt. They're third in the German league. They're no mugs. Yeah, they're a good team, right? They've got a history of winning this competition a couple of years ago under Glasner.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing. They're a talented team. They've got some experience as well. I know they're missing the goalie. The goalie's out for the first leg, but they've got that Mario Götze in there pulling the strings. Pace, as I said. And look, it's going to be a really, really tough game.
My neighbour's just put a banger in here. Look at this, look. Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
Played for Weston-super-Mare and Exeter.
Look at Jamie Vardy. Jamie
Yeah.
Vardy's a prime example. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying go to non-league and find these players, but there are players out there that have been playing very good level football, that are available for 80 grand a week on a couple year deal or 3-year deal. They ain't got to be 33, 35 grand.
Mark, don't we think we need winners coming into this team? We need leaders as well as these type of players.
Dan, I agree with you, but he won't pay the wages for people like leaders. He won't do it. Those type of players are not in our realm. They're in teams like Arsenal's realm. They're talking about players like Zubimendi and players like that's out of our league, mate.
I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny, but at the end of the day, though, which is going back to the protest, we were sort of promised this with the new game-changing stadium.
Yeah, we were.
We were promised this.
It's all been a lie. We know that. It's a scam, isn't it? It's a complete scam.
Yeah.
It's a con.
But Mark, you're right, Mark. You said earlier that Spurs are lazy when it comes to finding players, and I do agree. I think we tend to let other teams sign the top youngsters, and then when they get quite good, then we'll try and pick them off. But I actually think there are good players out there. There are leaders out there that I think Spurs could get that would improve us, like say a McGinn from Villa. Not the best player in the world, but he's a leader. He's someone who would improve our midfield straight away. And if we look to try and pick off a few players from maybe like a Villa, a Newcastle, why can't we get those type of players? I think we can. I don't think we need to be spending too much money to get them.
It's like I said, though.
We're not going to get the players at 200 grand a week, 300 grand.
It's like I said, though, but this is what we were promised. This is what we were promised with the stadium.
This is why we have to keep protesting, because we want to break the wage structure. We want to go around and buy the top players, not world class players, but top players who are going to improve this side. But the trouble is, this season has really taken us back. You look at all the other clubs doing well this season: Villa, Nottingham Forest. And there's a number of them who have had better seasons than us. And are those players going to now want to jump to Spurs? It all depends on what coach we bring in. It's so important. The coach, can that new coach attract these type of players? And this is the challenge here. And I don't think it's going to be easy next season. I'm sure with a better coach there will be an improvement. But this has set us back this season. I think really has. Attracting players, our players who have not played well this season need to build back confidence. It's going to be a tough year next year. It's not going to be straightforward. So don't expect miracles. A coach coming in and it's going to work. Obviously, it could. He might do an amazing job and surprise us. But it's this time and that recruitment, it's really set us back so much.
And I think someone said something in a chat the other day that we spent most of last summer getting rid of a load of deadwood, and now suddenly this summer we're going to be getting rid of a load of more deadwood, because that's what we seem to have accumulated, more deadwood.
Who would you get rid of, Nige? Who would you get rid of?
Start at the back, Nige. Start at the back, and
Start at the back.
Start goalkeepers. Any of the goalkeepers you get rid of. Don't worry about bringing in. Just getting rid of players that you think shouldn't be here anymore.
Well, I'd definitely get rid of Forster, and I'd probably get rid of either Whiteman or Austin. And I'd keep the other 3. Don't think we need 5 goalkeepers. Defensively, I'd look to get rid of. I'd probably sell Dragishin when he gets fit. For me, I'm not a fan. I think Romero will go anyway. I wouldn't be averse to selling any of them. I'd let Porro go. I'd let a doggy go. I'd keep Spence. I like Spence. I like Van der Ven, but not under Ange. I don't have any feelings towards any of them, really, to be honest.
Yes, because we've been playing so badly under Ange and the players have regressed. Radu, he was supposed to be an up-and-coming talent. He was defending well in Italy, right? And he's come to Spurs and it's gone to pot because we're just not set up. Nothing's put into the defence in the coaching side. So he looks really bad. I'm sure he's better than what we're seeing. He hasn't got pace. He can't do the high line. He's playing with different defenders week in, week out. Got injured, got done. Overplayed, didn't he? Because we had all those injuries, and in the end, he got a bad injury. I mean, I get what you're saying, Nige, but I mean, realistically, who would we? Players like Ben Davis, isn't it? Really, he's been around forever. Son. He's on his last legs with him on. Can we get a fee for Son? Can we bring in, a player with the money we sell him on to get a newer player, better, a younger player? I don't know, man. I'm just putting ideas out there. Obviously, I love Son, but he's the end of his top time now.
You look at Bentancur last season. I love Bentancur. I thought he was a great player, elegant on the
injury
ball.
Done him, Nige.
Could pass him. Maybe. Or is it the tactics?
Done him, mate.
He looks half the player now.
I just think, under another manager, Bentancur might return to something like he was, but I think ACLs are bad injuries, mate. They really are bad injuries. I know since I done mine years ago, the technology and everything that's there now to help these players come back. But, he done his knee bad and then done his ankle, didn't he? Come back and done his ankle, right? Now, to me, some players do recover and they do show the old spark, but there's not many that do, Nige. Some do, Don't get me wrong, but there's not many that do. And I think he could still be a player for someone in a different system with different tactics. But again, he's another player that doesn't suit whatever it is that Ange is trying to play.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was going to say, like, the thing is, I don't think we can judge any of our players until we get a new manager in. The new manager has got, because you can't judge them playing. Because let's face it, what other manager plays with the tactics? Which other manager in the world, not just the Premier League, plays with the same tactics as Ange? All this high line nonsense to it, wing backs inverting and all that sort of stuff. I can't think of one. But I know very little about like international football. I mean, there might be someone who does that, but like, I don't think we can judge any of our players till we get a new manager in that plays a sensible system. So we're sort of solid at the right. You're always going to concede goals, whoever you are, but as a sort of sorts this out, plays with a system and a shape, sort of makes us solid at the back, makes us good going forward. Because I know I keep harping on about him. You look at Pochettino when he come in. It took him a while. But we turned into the best team in the league. For them couple of years.
I'm going to jump in, Mark. Sorry. I got this horrible feeling that we're going to have to put up with this manager next year regardless.
Well, we'll be in a relegation battle.
I think, and it's just my feeling, I think he's waiting till after the World Cup and he's going to try and have him back again.
Well, yeah.
I've just got this horrible feeling about it. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I'd love Glasner. I'd take Silva. I'd even take Thomas Frank, to be honest with you, because they all play with structure and they've all got a system. You know what I mean? But I've just got this feeling he might think that's his easy way and his cheapest way of doing what he thinks is the right thing.
Well, it will silence all the fans as well, won't it? You know what I mean?
Look, guys, I've got to jump in a minute because I've got to finish work. But both, everybody's making valid points. It's just all over the shop, isn't it? We're not just doing it. You're doubting the players, and I understand it because we've been so bad. Then both Marks, you've been saying that these players are better than what we're seeing, and you want to stick with a different coach. And I agree. I think there are players that we could shift out of this squad and give places for better players to come in. Who those players are, that's down to the manager, isn't it? The new manager coming in to have a look at it. Now, you're right. Getting a manager, say for example, Glasner. We all know what this guy can do. He can set up a team defensively and an attack. He has won. He's won the Europa League with Frankfurt. He knows what he's doing, and I think if you give him the summer, you give him 2 or 3 players, and I think we will be much better next season. And Mark, you're saying that you're worried about Ange being here. I so strongly believe he won't. Look,
I hope not, Dan.
I know, and I'm not. Everything's up for an opinion, of course. But if you just sit back and look how he's behaving in the press conferences with fans, whatever what we think of Levy in this board, that is not acceptable as a Tottenham manager to carry on like that. And the way he's behaving is very childish. Very, very childish. It's like he already knows he's gone, because if you thought you were going to be here next season, you would be, you'd have be a bit more professional, wouldn't you, about it? But he's just carrying on like he just doesn't care anymore, and he's just going to keep playing this way. If he wins, he wins. If he loses, he loses. He doesn't really care. Look, that's it. And then I'm going to have to jump, guys, because I've got to finish work.
Dan, thanks for coming on,
Right,
mate.
big up, Dan.
Well. We really appreciate it. And we'll catch up in the WhatsApp anyway. I'll speak to you soon, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, mate.
Yeah, take care, you all.
Make sure everyone to like and subscribe to the Dan List. The geezer still's coming on the stream when he's not well, giving you his time. Dan, thanks very much. We'll see you soon, fella.
Guys, lovely meeting you all on Sundays. Yeah, really,
big up, mate.
Day. Big up to everyone in the chat. And let's, we'll definitely we'll do that. We'll be going to the next one. And let's just hope Thursday that we see a performance from our team, and we're proud, and we can actually talk about a good performance after Thursday and say, look, the players turned up, they got the result, and it gives us some hope for the rest of the season. We can only pray.
Dan. Amen.
Take care, guys. All the best.
Thanks,
good
mate.
evening.
Cheers, Dan.
Take care. Oh, great stuff from Dan.
Please sub to Dan.
Yeah.
His link, I pointed the wrong way then.
Thanks for coming on again, mate. Yeah, nice one, Dan. Well, Nige, Mark, what we'll do is, what do you think on the old score tomorrow night? Do you think that we can get a couple of goal lead to take to Frankfurt? Because I believe that's what we need. Drawing, winning 1-0, 2-1, even 3-2. I think we're struggling in the second leg. What are your thoughts, chaps?
I just want to win the game. Yes, it would be lovely to get a 2 or 3 goal lead, but the way we're playing, let's just win. Let's just give ourselves something to hold on to when we go over there. I mean, we're not going to hold on to it. We're not going to play that way. But if we've got a lead, that would be amazing, regardless of what it is. 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 5-4. I don't care. Let's just win the game.
Right. Yeah. So a win for you, Nige. Yeah, Mark, what are you thinking?
Well, I popped on Savas Monday, I think. Yeah, Monday. I could barely speak. My voice had gone. I was croaking it. And I said, look, with the game coming up Thursday, you just will flick a coin. Because the trouble is with Ange is he plays the same way no matter who we're playing.
Yeah.
We played 2 games in a row, like a few months ago. We played Southampton one week, done them 5-0 away from home.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Dell, but it's St Mary's, whatever their ground is. Done them 5-0. The next week, we played Liverpool at home. Played exactly the same way, lost 6-3.
Yeah.
You know? So on its day, Ange's football, we can destroy teams, but only if they're worse than us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We come up a team that's nearly as good as us, or a lot better than us, we get found out. You know, it's that one ball down the side, over the top, you know, us losing it in midfield. It's mostly down our right hand side where Porro's disappeared up the other end, playing a striker or something, you know?
Yeah.
You know, but and so it really depends how Frankfurt play, really, because if they're not on it, then I believe we can destroy them.
Yeah.
With Ange's stupid tactics. But if Frankfurt are on it, you know, I believe we could lose. You know, so this is what frustrates me so much about this manager. You know, we never know. You know, like when we played Ipswich and Leicester at home, you think, oh, it's easy, 3 points. Just turn up, have that, 3 points, thank you very much. But no, you know what I mean? So, of course I want us to win. And it's like you said, Matt, I agree with you. We need at least a 2-goal cushion to take to the second leg.
Yeah.
Because if we only win 1-0, 2-1, I think we're going to be in big trouble over there. Because he won't change the way he plays. We're still going to go gung-ho and leave wide open spaces everywhere. The donut will appear in the middle again.
Stop nicking my saying, you.
I'm sorry. I'm
Right,
sorry.
Let you off.
No, no, but it will do, won't it? You know, it's what happens.
Yeah.
It's what happens.
It's just a case of whether they exploit us or not at the end of the day.
Exactly.
We know what we're going to do. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a case of what they do. And if they're good enough to exploit us at the end of the day and take their chances. Right, I'm going anyway. What I'm going to say is I think that the score will be... I think the score will be 2-1 to Frankfurt.
Oh my days!
I do. I don't think we'll win. I don't think we'll win. I just don't. I just think we'll be found out. You know, if he tightened it slightly, do you know what I mean? I think maybe then we'd be all right, because if he could tighten the midfield slightly, and not invert so much for one of the fullbacks, you know, like we've seen, he did it. Was it against Brentford? He didn't go so inverted, one of them.
Yeah.
We won the game. We was comfortable. We never looked in any danger. I know Brentford ain't the greatest team in the world, but it was what it was. And he got a result out of it that day, didn't he, playing that way? But I can't see that happening at home against Frankfurt. I just can't see it. But that's just me. I just think we'll get beat tomorrow. Not for the lack of trying. I just think we concede so many chances that for Frankfurt to score 2 against us isn't beyond the realms of possibility.
Oh, no.
No, I was going to say, to be honest with you, mate, you only got to look at the games we played. I forget which teams it was against, but
I would just like to say, before anyone comes back or clips me or whatever old crap it is that they do these days, I want my team to win. Let me make that clear. Right, I always want my team to win. I just believe tomorrow they will get beat and they'll get found out tomorrow. That's just, I hope I'm wrong. Believe me, I hope we go and spank them 4-0. I really do. But I just personally don't think it'll happen. But
no.
We'll see. We'll see.
No.
Yeah, it's like I said, you just want to flick a coin. You just want to flick a coin, because on our day, as we've seen this season, we can destroy teams. Was it 5-0 Southampton? 4-0 Everton? That was another one, wasn't it? And there was
even City away 4-0.
City away 4-0.
You know, but it felt right for us that day. Everyone's going on. It was, Angie's no, it weren't. Watch the game. If no one's sure, go back and watch that Spurs and City game. They pushed us back. They pushed us back, and it suited us. And we took our chances that day. We hit them on the counter like we want to see us play. Yeah. That is how we want to see us.
I always say this. There was 2 or 3 games this season. That was one of them. Was it Villa as well, where they pushed us back? And we hit them. And we won 4-0 that day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we hit them on the counter. That's what I want to see. And the Liverpool first leg of the semi-final.
Yeah.
When they pushed us back and we hit them on the counter and scored.
Yeah, but when we beat them 1-0 at home, Mark, after the 6-3 drubbing, if you noticed, he didn't play the same way against them.
No.
For that 1-0 win, he tightened it right up for that game.
Yeah. And so, to be honest, I would have thought he would have learned something there.
Well, yeah.
You know, but especially like, it's like the games you mentioned, like the 4-0 away at City, where we did sit back. Well, we were forced back.
Let's not say
we sat back, yeah. The 4, whatever it was against Villa, where we destroyed them and we were forced back.
Yeah.
When we play these what seems to be the norm, stupid tactics, that's when we get beaten by teams like Ipswich at home. Yeah. Teams like Leicester at home. You know, because it just doesn't work. I mean, Harry can't see that, right, we beat Villa 4-1. And look what happened in the game. You know, we hit them on the counter-attack. I've said it for so long now. This team that we have now, with the players we got, would have been perfect for Conte. Yeah. I know we don't want him here, all this, but let's face it, most of these players were bought for him.
Yeah.
We got 2 wing-backs. You know, your Doggy and Eddie Porro, they're wing-backs. They're not full-backs.
Which is exactly why it's so hard to judge players.
Exactly. Because,
Yeah. Well, anyway, look, lads, I'll give my score. All right, I've put it out there early doors. 2-1 Frankfurt for me. That's just where I am. Nige, Mark.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up. What are your scores? And do you believe over the 2 legs we can get through?
I'm going to go 3-2. And I'm going to go 3-2 Spurs just because I feel like I want to be positive. Yeah. But I think it could go either way. Realistically, I think we could win 3-2. I think we could lose 3-2. Is that going to be enough? If it's a win, I don't think so. I think we will get beat heavily over there just because watching us away in Europe, we've been pretty rancid. So I think we win at home. I think we lose away. And I think many people said it just depends on how much we win by and how much they win by.
Yeah. I agree. I think we'll win the home leg and we'll lose the away leg. It just depends on the scores, you know.
Do we get through, Mark? Do we get through over the 2 legs? Does it go to pens? Will it be that tight?
I want to say yes. Well, I do really. I truly, truly want to say yes because obviously it's my team.
Yeah. Fair dues. I want to say yes as well.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I just don't think under this manager we're good enough.
I was going to say, but no, I just can't see it. Honestly, I can't. So I want to say yes. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
Because between us on here, we got 150 years of supporting Tottenham.
Of course, yeah.
Something like that.
We never want to see our team lose, man.
No, I never want to see us lose. Ever. I never, ever want to see
the big games. Especially the big games, you know.
Quick question. Sorry, can I just ask quick? If we lose at home tomorrow, does Ange go?
No.
Or is he in charge for the second leg as well?
I'd like to think so.
And I think he'll be here till the end of the season. At least, like I said, I think he's going to be here next season. I hope I'm wrong. I so hope I'm wrong. But I've just got this feeling that I just think he's staying. I just think Levy's keeping him for another year. I just do. And I don't know why. Because I just think that Europa League or not, right, we've seen Levy pull the trigger, right, on many occasions for a lot less than this.
A lot less.
And I can't understand why or what Ange's got over him for him not to pull that trigger, because it can't be the football and it can't be the results. So is it his contract? Who knows? We don't know. But surely it's not the football. That's not what's keeping him here. It can't be.
Can you remember when we was at the old White Hart Lane?
Yeah.
And we had managers, and if they didn't get top 4, or at least Europe, they'd be gone. They'd be up the road. I mean, let's face it, unless we win this thing, we're not getting Europe next year.
No, we're not.
No way. And so,
and then you go back to Mark. What players are we getting in next season? What manager wants to come to us next season when we've got no Europe? Do you know what I mean? And then finding that specific manager that's prepared to come in and it's not a rebuild again, but to start again.
Yeah.
With the players that he's got to implement what he wants to implement. And
sorry to butt in, mate. I didn't realise Stuart was that old.
Yeah, he's getting on a bit, Stuart.
Yeah, bloody hell.
We love you, Stu. Thanks for being here, mate. You're a star. You're a star. Anyway, it's been a great show as usual. Loved it. Loved the comments. Please make sure to subscribe to Nige. As I said earlier, doing sterling work.
Keep waffling, mate. I'll find his link.
Yeah. Mark will put his link in the chat. Also, please subscribe to the Two Marks. We have got some very nice content coming out very soon. I can't exactly give you a date because we're trying to build it up, but it is coming. So please,
do you want to explain about the
subscribe? Well, yeah, I can do. We're doing We're just doing. We've come up with a little initiative to ask as many Spurs YouTubers and Spurs commentators as possible that we can get hold of and that have got the time to do it, to name their lifetime Spurs 11 and 5 substitutes. So that's their lifetime. So that could be anywhere. For example, young Matty, who's got his own channel, comes in the chat, 15 years old. So he's got 15 years to pick from. But then you can go to people like me and Mark. I don't mind telling you, I'm 56 years old. You got people like Ian Lubin, is a little bit older than me. You got people like Ellie. You know, we're all of the elder statesmen and women. So we've got a lot more to pick from. So we're going to ask as many people to do this as possible. Then once we've got them all in, which will take a bit of time.
Well, not them all in, mate.
No, not all of them. Once we've got a few more in, we're going to start dropping them. And we're going to amalgamate all the formations that everyone gives, all the players that everyone gives, and try and work out what would be the YouTubers and commentators overall best Tottenham 11 of our lifetime. So that's what we're trying to achieve at the moment. It's a bit of a long road because some people take a bit longer than others to get their teams in. I've still got to pester a lot of people to do it, but it's going to be fun. It's something that will run into the off season, and it's just something to take away sometimes from dross football and just have a bit of fun with it. So we're just trying to get people involved. When it drops, I'm sure it's going to be fine. We'll get there with the help of many, by the way. And it will be fun when it drops, and I'm sure everyone will enjoy it. You'll have a bit of content every day for a few weeks, and it'll be great. It'll be great.
Well, yeah, I was going to say it'll probably. It depends how many we can get in, mate.
When it's ready, it'll be. Don't worry, we'll let you all know.
There's been a few recorded, aren't there? There's been a few recorded that we got, but we just need to get that. We just need to get that sort of the sort of bank, and so we can release them. We're not saying it's going to be every day, but like
We'll get there with it anyway. We haven't got any concrete. Once it all starts rolling, it'll all be fine, I'm sure. So we don't want to say this date, that date. When we're ready,
no.
We'll announce that they're going to start.
It's too early to announce dates yet, but I would say possible.
Thank you to everyone so far that's done it, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you know, we have got a few in already. Like I say, I've got to pester some people, and they know I'm going to pester them soon as well to get their teams in. And also, I'm going to be pestering people that I haven't spoken to yet. I know that Mark spoke to a few people at a protest on Sunday. As I said, I wasn't very well, and I didn't get to achieve what I wanted to achieve by speaking to people. So they will be getting phone messages instead. But I'm sure many of them will get involved, and it'll be decent when it starts dropping. You'll all enjoy it. There's some.
I'll tell you what we will do, mate. Is we'll get Stuart on because he's been supporting them since 1882.
Yeah.
He's so like 140 on.
Yeah, he'll give us someone from 1901. I'm sure. Good on you, Stu. Yeah. Happy days. Yeah. Well. Anyway, thank you to all for everyone being here. As like I said, subscribe to Nigel, subscribe to us. Make sure you hit any notification bells. And on that note, Nigel, thank you very much. It's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him. See, I pointed the right way, mate.
Tomorrow night. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.